Hello, welcome to Odds on Ligue, Matchday 32, Alain Valnegri. It looks like 𝐿𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐸 and Monaco are not going to play Champions League football next season. Is very difficult for both of them, and I would say it's almost tragic if they don't play Champions League football next season.
Yes, because it was the goal, and it's to surprise for the Ligue, clearly. Now we need to wait at the end of the competition. We know Ligue is crazy and difficult to predict, and but right now, especially Monaco, we can't say Monaco is out of the Champions League. Marseille is not mathematical, but the feeling is really bad right now in the south of France. The fighting is between three teams for 2 spots: Lyon, Lille, and Stade Rennais.
And we have Lyon Rennes this weekend. So let's analyze all the games. Remember, leave your tips, your comments in the comment section, and thank Alain for his very good tips, usually in a difficult league. And so, guys, let's go on with the show. And let's start on Saturday. We don't have a game on Friday, this match day. Remember, only 4 games to go in Ligue 1. First game is Nantes, 𝐿𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐸, and 4 games to go. And actually, Nantes could be relegated, almost relegated, not mathematically. This week, if they lose to OM, it's going to be impossible for them to stay in Ligue 1, 5 points away from Auxerre. They lost to Rennes, they lost to PSG, they are winless in 8. But we want to focus in OM, Alain, because the second part of the season has been really bad. The sacking the 𝗀𝗏𝗏 didn't work. They drew with Nice, conceding in the last minute, lost to Lorient in the last away game. It's only 1 win in the last 5 games, and it was with Metz. What happened with OM? They just switch off the switch.
Yes. Without the 𝗀𝗏𝗏, the average of points is really poor, clearly. They don't improve nothing. He make a worse things from the model of play, from the communication. Everything are really bad right now in Marseille. And it's curious because when the 𝗀𝗏𝗏 left, he had 11 points up to the Champions League spot. Right now he's 4 points down to the Champions League. And where these points is going? And yes, when you are not able to win against Nice at home, you don't deserve to go to the Champions League. We must to be clear. We have a lot of player decrease his level since the 𝗀𝗏𝗏 left, and the 𝗀𝗏𝗏 made mistake. I totally agree that opinion. But with Bay, the things are really bad right now. If we check the last 10 games, the average of point is only 1.4, and with that average of point, you don't go not to the Champions League, you don't go to the conference. And for the ambition that the club have at the beginning of the season, is a hard season for 𝐿𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐸 de Marseille. Right now, in my opinion, there will play a European competition the next season, but there must to wake up a little. And the schedule is good for Marseille because they go to Nantes. Nantes is practically virtually a Ligue 2 team. They'll go to Le Havre. Le Havre have no ambition for the end of the season. And after, they play a final against Stade Rennais in Marseille for the last game. But you must win. And the state of form is really bad. Really bad, like Nantes show again in Stade Rennais his poor level, his poor quality, and now the president said he want to leave, but it's maybe the best news for Nantes. It's the best news because this president made probably the worst era of the history of Nantes. Nantes was the team able to win minimum one title every 10 years in Ligue 1. It's a big historical for people don't know the history of Ligue 1. But since 𝐻𝐿𝐴 arrived in Nantes, Nantes is a disaster. Disaster, go to the Ligue 2, the finance, the management, a disaster. For that reason, I don't choose 1x2 because both teams are really bad. I choose 3 or 4 goals in the game at 2.30.
All right, really in trouble this 𝐬𝐵 that they were very close to be in the knockout stages of the Champions League at the beginning of the season. Talking about Champions League, PSG, Lorient, this time they are gonna play, even if this game comes in the middle of the tie with Bayern Munich, of course. Luis Enrique is gonna play the second team. They have now +6 with Lens, so the title is almost for them to grab. Alain, what to expect? Lorient, nothing to play for, lost in Lyon and in Toulouse in the last 2 away games. Lorient much stronger when they are playing at home.
Yeah, they're stronger, but in the last game in Strasbourg, what happened with Lorient? With 2-goal advantage, and they received 3 goals in the last 30 minutes in the game. Yes, maybe the team is not mature to manage that. The team maybe miss some motivation against Strasbourg. In Paris, that they don't have motivation. And yes, I am curious to see Lorient playing against a PSG with a big turnover. And PSG, this game is in the middle of the semi-final against Bayern, and yeah. I don't believe PSG will be totally focused to this game. In Change, Lorient, of course, when you go to play in the Parc des Princes, is an event for every team. And when do you catch Paris with the second team is a good opportunity to catch point. Lorient in the last 2 games is curious but in the last 2 games, Lorient don't lose in Paris. Winning in 2023 and a draw in the same stadium in the French capital. For that reason, I choose double chance at the end of the first half, 𝐻𝐿𝐴 at 2.35.
All right, 𝐻𝐿𝐴 in the first half. Then Metz Monaco is the next one. Monaco not going to the Champions League, and let's see if they go to Europe. As you mentioned, they are now -6 with the Champions League with 4 games to go. It's almost impossible, and they were really informed, Alain, until the last 3 games. They drew with Toulouse, Auxerre, and lost to Paris FC.
Yeah, what happened? Monaco is the most difficult team to predict this season because they have a fantastic draw in Paris, 6-game consecutive winning in Ligue 1 against biggest team, winning in Lyon, winning against Olympique de Marseille, winning in Paris in French League, and since they lose in Paris against PFC. Only 2 points in the last 3 games. And that one, they're the point that they miss right now to be in Champions League. Because with that 7 points, Monaco should be at 58 points right now. And 58 points is Champions League spot, clearly. And yes, I don't know what happened in that vestiary. Probably it's difficult to manage. The fact is Monaco have 3 final Metz is the easier final after they received Lille and they go to Strasbourg. Strasbourg probably don't have any ambition to this Ligue 1, but Lille, yes, Lille is in the fighting for the Champions League. What we can wait about Metz is difficult to trust in Metz. In the last game, they catch a miracle 4-4 in Le Havre. And a draw. Metz is a team don't win a game in Ligue 1 since November 2025. Yes, the team is relegated. Monaco is really favorite for this game, but Monaco concede. Monaco in every game concede occasion. The defense is the weakness of Monaco. For that, I choose Monaco winning with both teams to score. Odds 2.50.
All right, Monaco really favorite for this game. And then we have Nice-Lens. This is going to be the cup final, by the way. They both won in the semifinals, so kudos to them. Nice, by the way, still need to stay safe in Ligue 1. They are +5 with Auxerre, 3 consecutive draws in Ligue 1. And for Lens, it's been an exceptional season. They are not going to win the title, but they are going to qualify for the Champions League. They dropped points against Brest, as you predicted. By the way, they were 3-0 down in the first half, but yeah, they are also close to win a trophy like the Coupe de France.
Difficult when we check the difference, but it is a really delicate game for Nice. Why? Because in the next round we have a really hard Auxerre-Nice in Auxerre, and that one, if Auxerre win the next 6 points, Auxerre pass Nice is mathematical, and yes, the Nice need to catch a positive results against Lens is, in my opinion, really difficult because Lens feel comfortable against a team like Nice. Lens must to have a reaction because the first half in Brest was really poor. And Pierre Sage said next season, if you want to play in Champions League, you can enter in the field with that attitude. No way. But after they correct that in the second half, they recovered 3 goals, and that one is really, really positive. And Pierre Sage will working about that fact this week. Nice, it was probably one of the most happy week since the beginning of the season, the last one, because winning in Strasbourg and catch the final de France and draw in Marseille. And for Nice is a big rivalry. For Nice with Monaco is the biggest. There are the biggest rivalry at Bastia. And when you go to Velodrome, you catch a draw, but not to win a point. It's more, I quit 2 points to the Olympique de Marseille. And yes, this week is relaxed for QL to working. But in spite of that, in my opinion, Lens is really favorite, and Lens will win. In Nice, I choose Lens winning odds 1.75.
All right. Then we have Lille, Le Havre, Lille with options, of course, to play Champions League this season, and they must win this game on Sunday. And they are super favorites because we have a direct clash between Lyon and Rennes, so it's a good opportunity for Lille. Alain, they won in Paris, and that was a very difficult game, and they haven't conceded in the last 4. Well, Le Havre now 4 consecutive draws, no wins since the 15th of February, still +6 with the relegation. I think this is almost like a safe bet, no? Lille to win.
Yes, with Rennes is the team most informed in the last 5 games with the more point win, and yes, it's curious to see Lille. It's the perfect balance because 5 games, 10 goals scored, only 1 received. and every manager sing for that. We have a draw in that last five games, but is a team recover his powder, because in January, February, it was months really difficult for Lille. And yes, the last weeks are really positive, because when we check the results, the team won in Marseille, the team beat clearly Lens in the derby, and always really important for them, and they won in Rennes. That one for the team who is the best in form with Lille is significant. No, the state of form, the quality of the team, and yes, they need to win against a team is not mathematical, but Le Havre will a Ligue 1 team that the next season 6 points for the last 3. The schedule is not so easy because they received Marseille in the next round. But after the last game in Lorient, I imagine they can catch 1 point, and with 1 point more, in my opinion, Le Havre will save the category. Lille really favorite. I choose Lille winning and Lille score in both half, odds 3.14.
Next game is Auxerre Angers. This is a must win for Auxerre, and they are super favorites. Actually, the odds are very low, 1.8. They have to win to put some pressure on Nice and on Le Havre. Auxerre lost to Lyon after 3 consecutive draws, but well, Angers are on holiday, Alain, so yeah, Auxerre should win this one.
Yes, it's the call. It's the call, because after in the next round I said you that they will receive Nice at home, and that one can be a final. If Nice lose, Auxerre win this game, we reduce to 2-point difference. And if Auxerre can beat Nice, Auxerre, it means Auxerre should be out of the play-out spot. And it's possible. It's possible because we know the difficulty Lens Nice have. Now Lens is needed to win. The problem for the Auxerre is the last game, because they played in Lille, and probably Lille will fighting for the Champions League. But anyway, now there must to fighting, there must to compete. The team show he can compete against Angers. Is the call for them, because if you don't win against Angers with this game, it's difficult to pretend to save the category. In spite of in the content, Auxerre is a very good team and competitive with most of part of this Ligue 1. And Angers is safe. Angers is safe, 9 points. Have to respect to Auxerre. Yes, the second leg of Angers, I have some doubt about the future for Angers. The market in January quit so important player to the team, especially in the attack with 𝐬𝐴𝐷𝗀, with Siddiqui, sold. The team suffer a lot. Since the beginning of February, is one of the worst team in Ligue 1, and will be check what is the ambition for the next season, but is virtually safe. For that, I choose Auxerre winning, odds 1.85.
The next one, we have 2 games with nothing on stake. First one is Paris FC Brest, nothing to play for. As I said, Paris were in a really good run, but lost to Lille. Brest drew the last 2 games with Lens and Nantes, but they are in poor form. Overall, it's only 2 points in the last 5 games.
Yes, Brest is one of the deception for this season for me. I wait more about this team. Show beautiful things in Champions League the past season. Yes, maybe they're in February, end of February, beginning of March, we saw that version of Stade Brestois. Now, the last five, only 2 points. I think that the game against Lens is an image about this team. The potential of this team in the first half, 3 goals against Lens. Paris Saint-Germain won't be able to score 3 goals to Lens in 45 minutes. And after, in the second half, they lose the advantage. It's the illustration. Big potential, but the team is the end of a cycle, in my opinion. With Roy in the bench, with some player catch the champions 2 years ago, made a brilliant champions during the league stage. But right now, which ambition can have? Has no ambition to accept to have pleasure to play this game. PFC improved a lot with 𝐬𝐵. PSV is planifying the next season, and it's not the end of cycle. And in my opinion, PFC will more motivate for this game, because some player need to show his potential, because they are planifying the team right now and with 𝐬𝐵 in the bench, and most of the player must to show his best version. For that reason, I choose PFC winning odds 2.00.
And the other one with nothing on stake is Strasbourg Toulouse. Strasbourg thinking in the conference semifinals against Rayo Vallecano. These two teams, by the way, lost the Coupe de France semifinals a couple of weeks ago. So, Alain, they have nothing to play for in Ligue 1.
Nothing to play. Strasbourg maybe with something more to play, because if we have some combination, Ligue 1 can have more spots in this for the next European competition. And Strasbourg is only down 2 points down respect to Monaco. Without there are 5, but with a game less against Lens. But with that victory, for example, that can recover 2 points respect to Monaco and play until the end of the season for the 7th spot, who is probably will at a conference league, because if Lens win the French Cup, the 7th spot is will convert in a conference league spot, and they need to win this game. Strasbourg have strong motivation for this game, and I am really surprised about the odds. For that, I choose Strasbourg winning odds 2.30.
And the game of the games this match day is Lyon-Rennes, very important for the Champions League spots. Lyon third, only 1 point more than Rennes. We mentioned before, or in our last video, Alain, that Lyon is a team of streaks, and now is 3 wins in a row. Last one against Auxerre, and Rennes are in amazing form. 4 consecutive wins. They beat Nantes in a derby. What can you expect in this Lyon-Rennes?
It's difficult to choose 1x2. In the fact, I don't choose 1x2 because Rennes is the team earned more points in the last 10 games in Ligue 1. Nobody do 25 points in the last 10 games. And it's curious because with Habib Beye, we know the Russian mountain. Now we saw good things and the really bad things, and the last games was really bad. And Franck Hez, former Nice manager, arrived to Brest and to Rennes, and he's doing an amazing job. And for the last 2 months, Rennes deserved to go to the Champions League, clearly. But we have Lyon. Lyon improved. Lyon, when they played 1 time per week, is a team with an amazing talent, really young team, but creative, with a lot of solution. When they played at home, is strong. And normally the game in the last 10 years between Lyon and Rennes are with a big show, with goal, with results unexpected, and for that reason, I don't choose one X2. I choose both teams to score with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.90.
Let me check here, smart bet, Alain, our AI, and it goes for Rennes to win. They go for 2. In this case, the odds are massive. They are the underdog for this game, 3.16. And then
if you check the last 2 months, it is clearly a computer saw the moment of form, the point, everything. Rennes is favorite for this game, but in the last 3, Lyon, I see again the Lyon in his best version between December and January, and that one make me this game really difficult to choose between 1x or 2.
Actually, the second choice is also goals, as you said. If you go for only over 2.5 goals, which is the option of the AI, is 1.7, and you combined it with both teams to score. Well, Alain, this is it. Remember, guys, check out our tipster competitions. There is money to be made since we are giving away prizes in all the tipster competitions that we have available. We have one for April, and now that May is starting on Friday, you can also participate in the May one and check out Rivals, where you can create your own tipster competitions. Alain, which is your safe bet?
Lille Havre, Lille winning, odds 1.46.
And the ACCA?
Auxerre Angers, Auxerre winning. Paris FC Brest, Paris FC winning. Strasbourg Toulouse, Strasbourg winning for a total 8.51.
Okay, Alain, see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.